Hello and welcome to another YouTube video. I'm Tandy, and today we're going to be playing a really nice build of Is It Creativity from one Jesse Robkin, aka Titty Pills. This version is using Torrential Gearhulk with Magma Opus to do some like seriously dirty stuff at flash speed. Torrential Gearhulk, 6-mana artifact creature, great hit off of Indomitable Creativity if you want to play like a fair game plan. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're kind of acting like a normal Is It control style strategy that just so happens to have Indomitable Creativity at the top end to give us a big burst of card advantage. The creativity allows us to get Gearhulk specifically, which lets us cast card draw spells and removal spells from the graveyard, acting as just like big bursts of board and card advantage. Creativity in this shell, it is a sorcery which doesn't work with Torrential Gearhulk specifically, but we can play all sorts of things that generate artifacts or creatures that turn on creativity for X equals 1 or 2 to go get 1 or 2 Gearhulks to do the thing. Magma Opus makes a treasure token on turn 2. You can creativity on 3 to get the Opus back and blast your opponent's creatures. I think that's a pretty nice line because it also makes a 4/4 and draw some cards. You lose out on the tap 2 permanence angle, but I think that's okay. This build uses all sorts of cheap removal like Fire Impulse. This is a generically powerful removal spell for 1 mana to clean up cheap creatures from the opponents. This is essentially the only instant speed 1 mana deal 3 with essentially no drawbacks. And the spell mastery isn't that hard to turn on, especially in this deck. We're playing 3 Spikefield Hazards as mana sources that are also great at killing things like opposing Land War Elves or Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. We have 2 Fading Hope as our way to just bounce something this large until we get Gearhulk or Creativity online. This is essentially just a way to buy time for pretty cheap. We can also use it to Fading Hope our own Torrential Gearhulk in some spots to recast it, which is nice. I don't know if that's going to come up very often, but it certainly is useful in some scenarios. As far as non-removal interaction is concerned, we have 2 copies of Spell Pierce, which combine with Make Disappear to be our anti-stack interaction. You know, if your opponents play things like Storm the Festival or Planeswalkers, Make Disappear and Spell Pierce are going to be great for fending those off. We have card draw in the form of Impulse to dig for our combo pieces. We also are playing Stern Lesson as a way to generate not only a little bit of churn, but also the Power Stone token allows for a turn 4 creativity pretty easily. And we're doing the Stern Lesson. Power Stone token also can cast Torrential Gearhulk as an artifact. There's a couple of things this Stern Lesson Power Stone token can do. Animate any of the creatures like Den of the Bugbear, Hall of the Storm Giants, or Mutavaults. It can also channel Otawara and Sokenzan. Mattias, thanks for the follow. And it also can activate the backside of Fable the Mirror Breaker. So a lot of things that Stern Lesson can do outside of just the draw 2, discard 1. I like that it helps us ramp into Gearhulk. Actually, physically casting the Gearhulk is difficult sometimes, so I think the Power Stone token is going to help quite a bit. Magma Opus is the main event, right? This is the card that does the thing, so to speak. We're trying to get this into the graveyard for Torrential Gearhulk, but we can also discard it to make a treasure token. This allows the creativities to get turned on pretty easily, but it also just puts it into the graveyard physically so that a cast Gearhulk can get it. And we can use that treasure token to either target creativity or to just ramp into Gearhulk. I think both sides are valuable there. Mana base mostly isn't lands, but we do have some creature lands that we've already talked about. Our sideboard, 2 copies of Aether Gust. This is mostly for Mono Green Devotion, but great against Gruul Boats and other red strategies. 2 Disdainful Strokes for the slower opponents. This is going to be a nice counterspell for Storm the Festival and the like. 1 Negate, similarly good against things that Disdainful Strokes good against. 1 Mystical Dispute to help force through our spells through counter magic. It's also great against spirits. 3 copies of Shark Typhoon. This is going to be a nice little pivot in the sideboard against decks that have a ton of Thoughtseize and other various types of disruption. Shark Typhoon allows us to cut some of our removal or weaker counter spells and just have an alternate game plan. Fable the Mirror Breaker combines nicely with Shark Typhoon to give us an alternate win condition, so to speak. Mostly we're cycling Shark Typhoon. I don't think we're going to cast it very often. 1 copy of Burn Down the House as a big sweeper that doubles as pressure in some spots. 2 Brotherhoods in. This is going to be nice against your creature rush strategies. And then, last but not least, 3 copies of Rending Volley, which is honestly my pick for best removal spell and best sideboard card in the format. This is Is it creativity featuring Magma Opus? Let's play a league. Do I keep the 5-lander? 5-lander with Prismar Command, I think's okay. We'll keep. The Fading Hope can buy us some time for sure, and Scry to look for something specific. Didn't owe the Bugbear. Swissbear. Awkward. Do I play the turn 1 Fading Hope? Probably not. Maybe I should, though. I guess I can bounce a DOT or just bounce a 2-drop. If they play something like 2 things that pump Swissbear early, we'll just bounce. Maybe they'll play around a deal 2, and then we just punish them. Phoenix Chick. Phoenix Chic. Alright, we'll just bounce Swissbear. We'll take the 2. Don't need another land. Next turn, we'll go this on red. We'll play Impulse, looking for interaction / fast combo. Okay, so now we just want Gearhulk. We're going to go for Impulse, and then Prismar Command will deal 2 and make a treasure, probably. Then we can Creativity for 1, which lets us Prismar Command again. Kari Zev. I would have loved to bounce that one last turn. Fire Impulse, I guess. Spell Piercing ain't very good there, so... Alright, so let's deal 2. Create a treasure. And I can go ahead and Fire Impulse this, but then I have no targets for Creativity. I think it's hard. Will I play Rona today? There's a good chance if I get clowned again. Alright, we'll just take it. If they play Tarkus Command, I think I have to kill it in response. Alright, well they didn't have it, so we'll just wait till end of turn. Alright, so let's go... We'll go get Torrential Gearhulk, and we'll do, I guess, maybe loot 2 and make a treasure? Alright, so let's draw 2, discard 2, make a treasure, and then we can Fire Impulse the Karizev. We're discarding lands almost entirely. Alright, and then I'm going to Fire Impulse the Kari. If they do have a Tarkus Command, at the very least, we make it so they cast it now. Maybe we don't die next turn. Tarkus Command kills us now, though, while we're tapped out. I mean, we're on turn 4, and we've interacted a bunch, right? Alright, Den is not lethal. Well, I guess I'm happy that I'm not dead yet. I don't know what else to do. Just kind of chilling. Galia of the Endless Dance. Alright, well, we're blocking that one, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. It is what it is. Alright, well, we're likely dead to these 2 Phoenix Chicks. Needed to draw something a bit stronger early on. Needed to do, like, a Magma Opus discard on 2 into, I guess, Creativity on 4. We'll kill one of them. We'll go to 1. And we need, like, Spikefield Hazard or something. Cenobite, thanks for the follow. Yeah, those are some of my most fun days, Viper, for sure. I can't counter this one. We'll probably just counter Bone Crusher or whatever they play off of it. All right, we'll bring in the Sweepers, Ether Gusts. I kind of want to bring in Shark Typhoon because it can just be played and be a blocker. We'll put it over here on the sidelines. I'm not sure. I think the Dig can go. I think Make Disappear and Spell Pierce are horrific. Fading Hook's pretty bad as well. So these, at the very least, I think can be swapped out for these without much trouble. All the removal is good. Impulse, I think, is okay, not great. It's just a way to dig. It's also instant speed, which is nice. We're going to keep a Lackluster Hand, but it has Interaction. Interaction's good against Atarka Red. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a huge influx of things like Atarka Red, decks that punish combo. You know, decks that are just like super fast and screw you for not interacting, you know? Todd, what can you say about the deck that won the challenge yesterday? The one? Cool, cool. Were they streaming or anything? I don't know. I've never seen that deck before. It seems sweet. The fact that it's a Giganta deck is also pretty hilarious. Post on Twitter. Nice. What's up, Joey? Super good news for me that they did not go for a creature there to get out of range. I'm going to go ahead and play Fable. I don't know. I can like play stuff later. Mostly I want to discard at least one of these lands. Seems a lot like what this deck is doing, but with black interaction instead of blue. I don't love counter spells in a deck like that, but everything else looks pretty sweet. I don't really understand why big score's in the deck. I guess for casting Atraxa. Am I gonna die? Did I make a mistake? May have made a mistake, chat. Discarding the lands was maybe wrong. But I did find Gearhulk, so I'm not that upset. We draw a land, we can just sweep, but I think I'll just probably impulse both if I don't. Alright, so let's go for... Just kill both while they're tapped out so we don't lose to something stupid. And then we'll EOT will pitch Magma Opus, and then on our turn next turn we'll Gearhulk plus Opus. We could have also gone for pitch. Maybe we were supposed to go pitch this and then Creativity for one. Lightning Strike's fine. Maybe we were supposed to do Creativity for one that turn. Forgot we could. Alright, this is fine. We'll just take the 2. Hopefully we naturally draw a land so we don't gotta pop the treasure. So we can... I think we'll wait so we can tap their lands. I want to see what they do first. I love that the Power Stone casts Torrential Gearhulk. That's so good to me. Hopefully they activate Din and attack. Alright, whatever. Alright, Torrential on Magma. I'm gonna deal 4 to them and then block the Bushwhacker, I think. Alright, they just... I guess I'll keep. You have the Spike Field for Phoenix Chick or whatever. I guess if they don't play anything on 1, the Spike Field kills, I just play it tapped. Mana, okay. Probably just play it tapped now, I guess. Oh, Blueberry. Alright, Burning Tree plus a guy. Alright, here's Monastery Swiftspear. This one's pretty scary. Another Kumano, also pretty scary. Alright, we'll kill the Kumano this turn, I guess. Great start from them. I don't know how I'll get out of it, to be honest. So we're playing MTG in a rave? Yeah. This is LCD sound system. I think I have to find Brotherhoods in, honestly. Maybe I just kill this, though. I think I just take 4 and then go for Brotherhoods in. Found it. Nice. Now, if they just have, like, Burn Spell to protect Monastery Swiftspear, that sucks, but not a lot else I can do, to be honest. They just had a really nice, like, sweltering fast start. Alright, so they have the Burn Spell. We're going to go to 9, then this guarantees we're at least at 5. Wonder if I should have Fire Impulse this thing. But, yeah. It is what it is. Maybe they don't have anything. Nice. Okay, so Fable plus Shock. Let's start with this, see what happens. And now we can just play... If we play Prismari Command over Fable... I don't know, we're just like dead to so much that I don't think it matters. I just have to hope they have nothing. And Fable's a stronger play for gaining board presence and getting to chapter 3 quickly. I'm gonna swing with everything? No, just that. Nice. Alright, we're gonna discard 2 for sure. Definitely the island. Maybe the Stern Lesson? Maybe the Fable. I think it's the Stern Lesson, though. Shark Typhoon. Alright, well, we're dead to a bunch of stuff. We're going to essentially just use Shark Typhoon defensively here, I think. Dead to every burn spell, but I don't think that they have one right now. Take 2 down to 1. Alright, so let's go deal 2 to any target, draw 2. So we'll deal 2 to the Swiftspear. And I'll draw 2. Alright, we'll discard Pathway. Hazard for the chick is okay. I'm dead to like any burn spell off the top, but I'm not dead to like any flyer. So, but I guess I just play Fable and just hold back the Shark for a turn. Alright, draw, creativity. Okay, so let's go, yes. I'm gonna pitch just Soken's on, I think. And then we can go attack. I guess this is mostly free. Spikefield Hazard this. Get some treasures. And then we'll go creativity for 2. Target this one for sure. And this treasure. Okay, and then we go red, 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 blue. Cancel. I gotta make sure I'm targeting the right tokens. Okay. All right, so we'll go Stern Lesson for one and Prismari Command for the other. We'll go target player draws 2 and creates a treasure. All right, we got a fade, a burn spell, or a hasted Phoenix Chick. I mean, we gotta do what we can, right? Mountain is a great play, and they peeled Lightning Strike. Man, sometimes there's not a lot you can do, but it's always important to reflect and try to figure out if there was something you could do, and then you try to figure out was there a justification for it, right? All right. Well, Thoughtseize, the Watery Grave here leads me to believe that we're playing against some sort of combo deck. I think, even though Thoughtseize is fairly common, Watery Grave is more associated with things like Neoform. Could also be the Transmog deck that won recently. So I'll play Pathway on blue. Maybe I should have Storm Carved on one tapped, but I wanted to be able to Fire Impulse and to make disappear against an aggro deck. Kill their 1-drop, kill their 2-drop, then play Fable on 3 unfettered. Yeah, it could be Rogues, could be anything. Impulse is an okay draw. Cling to Dust. Okie dokie. It basically already is Dr. Teeth. All the Spirits decks kind of act like Delver already, and the Rogues deck just pushes a little bit further. They don't know about the Spell Pierce, so if they have something here that runs into Pierce, I'll be pretty happy. I'll use my mana efficiently with the Spell Pierce. Plus, Impulse can help me find something valuable. I don't think I'll have a whole lot of targets for it anyway. All right, we'll go for Stern Lesson. Now we can go Stern Lesson plus Fire Impulse while they're tapped out. Go ahead and kill this while they're tapped out. Next time we'll play Den, hold up, make disappear, / channel Sokens on. I'll play from them. Most of their stuff's cheap though, so make disappear is not guaranteed to do much. I could have played Island and then maybe gone channel plus pay casualty, but I kind of like the threat of the Den next turn. They're likely going to have Fatal Push or something for it, so I think just punishing them when they're tapped out is good, or empty-handed. And the threat of it's strong as well. I'm going to go for channel Sokens on though. Okay. Amy! Yo, Amy, thanks for the big raid. Thank you so much. Hope you had a fun day doing Historic Brawling. Welcome, Raiders. Thanks, Amy, for the big raid. I'm Tandy. I play mostly Pioneer, but don't let that fool you. I don't know why I said that, but don't let it fool you, or else. Sean, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Do we block the Den with a? I think we try to block with the Den. We can make disappear with a casualty on a Drowning Lock or 2-mana removal spell. Heartless Act. Okay, we'll pay with casualty. Attack the spirit. And then we'll take the 3. If they want to kill the den still with a fatal push or something, that's also fine. We're just trading resources back and forth till they're... I'm trying to essentially run them out of stuff to do. So that I can eventually resolve a Gearhulk or something. Chat, let's give a big welcome to Amy and the Raiders, please, please. Fairy Mastermind. Don't love that, if I'm being honest. Alright, we'll go ahead and activate Den and attack. If it wants to trade, that's fine. We can trade Mutavault for the Thieves Guild Enforcer. Oh, don't fatal push me. Murderous Cut? No shot they're playing Murderous Cut. That's so sick. Oh, man. Not expecting that one. That's okay. We're flooded pretty bad, though. How's it going, Anna? Murderous Cut. Did you like how I called it the moment that they paused or whatever? I was like, ah, that's a Murderous Cut if I ever seen one. All right, let's activate the Mutavault. And now if we draw any of our big stuff off the top, it's going to be pretty good, I think. Letting us trade with the Mutavault's nice. Yeah, freaking Murderous Cut down in our prime. I guess I'll just hold the lands. Fading Hope not looking so great here either, though. My biggest problem with Modern right now, Raelian, is that Modern Horizons 2 has essentially made it so you have to be playing 8+ cards from that set to have a chance. And to me, that's pretty awkward. You know what I mean? Alright, so while they're tapped out with the Thieves Guild, I think I'm going to Fading Hope this to just prevent some damage. I don't want to bounce the Thieves Guild Enforcer. We'll put this on top since we're going to get milled. Even if they, for some reason... yeah, I don't think it targets or whatever, so... We're going to get milled out, chat. Alright, come on. We want Gearhulk. We want Magma Opus. We want... what? Another Fire Impulse, huh? The Lessons one worked better for you. What do you mean the Lessons one? Playing... where are you playing? Divide by Zero? I haven't seen that shit. Alright, well, we drew the nuts. Let's hope they don't have another counterspell for it. Nope. Pretty good draw. Luckily for me, they already milled most of my deck. We'll do blah, blah, blah. I wonder if they get to draw 2 cards. I think they do get to draw 2 cards. That sucks. Maybe I should have done it... I guess it would have been the same if I did it on their upkeep. I would have tapped 2 lands, though. But then they could have drawn another card with Fairy. Interesting. I haven't really seen this build. I do like Divide by Zero being a loot. But this deck doesn't seem like it has enough mana sources to ramp up. I guess you have 24 plus 2 Spike Fields, but like... I don't know. You're just adding a bunch of expensive stuff. Like, Fable, Divide, and Prismari Command is just, like, too much expensive stuff, in my opinion. Stern Lesson. Guess we'll get aggressive. We can use the Fading Hope on the Brazen Bar later if we need to. I don't really want to because it allows for another Petty Theft on one of my tokens. Oh, Miss Bind Click. Because Mario vs. Turn Lesson looks weird to me. We have... I mean, that's the list you sent me. I don't really know what you want me to do about it. All right, Scavenger. 7-3. Discard Fable and Steam Vents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's try Fading Hope on the Scavenger, see if this resolves. We have Dig Through Time for a Counterspell or something if they have interaction here. Magmobus, I don't really need it right now. Let's attack with both. All right, let's go for big Dig Through Time. We actually have the ability to play Torrential Gearhulk here. Nice. And then maybe just Stern Lesson for the following turn. Any order's fine. Thought Thief comes in. We know their last card is the big guy. And we'll just kill the Thought Thief, I guess. All right, so they're taking 7 down to 4. They can put me to 1. And then next turn, they're probably dead to the Magma Opus. I guess we're still short of being able to cast it because it doesn't get cast off Power Stones. So maybe not. The Scavenger has lifelink, so we're actually not attacking for lethal here. And if they have a Drown in the Lock as their last draw, they can protect. All right, so we have to attack. I'm going to attack with just the Torrential Gearhulks. Attacking with Shaman. If they block that, they go to 9. Okay, I guess they die. That's fine. So this will force a block. If they block the Goblin, I can also deal 2 to it. It'll push a Goblin. That's fine. I'm going to just kill the Brazen Borrower now after this block happens. Two damage. Loot 2. Alright, we'll keep the creativity, I guess. Destroy your own Gearhulk to win? Oh, yeah, we could have done that too. I forgot that they were artifacts, so you could shatter them. Good call. Miss lethal. If they, whatever they block with Scavenger, we just kill that, and then they don't have lifelink. They don't get the lifelink. That's a mistake. Now we can copy Gearhulk and have more fun. Well, now they're gonna cling to dust something. We can also go attack for 5. If they kill it, we can copy counterspell. Nice. Close game. Maybe should have lost. Brotherhood Zen can come in. Running volleys, okay. Don't like the counterspells very much. Keep this one. Maybe we put back a creativity. Maybe not. Maybe we should have put back magma or spike field. I like the spike field. I like that this guarantees we can potentially play Gearhulk early. You know, we can stern lesson discard Opus and then push towards that. But the creativity is like a little difficult to resolve sometimes against them. So I think you put back stern lesson, then you just do the turn 2 pitch Gearhulk thing. I don't know. Just seems loose. I just got to play for a longer game. All right, we'll play the hall, and I don't know if I'm going to pitch. I don't think I'm going to pitch to the magma. I think we're going to discard a stern lesson, or at least try to. We'll keep drawing lands to play, or else they're going to enter tapped or whatever. Soaring Thought Thief. Alright, let's play this in response. If they counter, that's okay. Discard Magma Opus. And now, this having 3 toughness is a little awkward. Maybe next turn we can go Shock, Fable, Hold Up, Make Disappear. That seems okay. Oh, no, we can't. Never mind. We'll just play tap land, say go. Play another Stern Lesson. Another Thought Thief. Don't love that, to be honest. This is, what, mill 2, so now they're going to get turned on. They're going to be 3/3s. Prismari Command has looked pretty weak to me in general. A lot of 3 toughness creatures that it just doesn't kill. Looking for Brotherhood's End or Burn Down the House. Not that they'd resolve, but that's what we're digging for. Okay. I'm gonna pitch to Make Disappear. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I want to go for Gearhulk here. Depends on what they do. Could just play Stevens tapped and then upkeep Gearhulk. And then next turn we can go for Brotherhood's End after they're tapped out. Maybe Brotherhood's End plus Fable. Alright. Now we'll go Brotherhood's End, clean these up, and then Fable. Just hope that they don't have 1 mana counterspell for the Brotherhood's End somehow, or play land and have counterspell for it. Alright, so this plays around Spell Pierce. And we'll go ahead and play Fable. Gotta play the land, which sucks, but I think it's important to get it down. We can play around Spell Pierce by waiting, but leaving 3 mana on the table there is a little awkward. But maybe we don't leave 3 mana on the table if we hold up Prismari Command. Maybe that's why. Power Stones pay for Pierce? Oh, that's true. Power Stones are so weird. I always forget what they can do and what they can't. Alright, so they play Takenuma. That's good news. Let's see what they have here for us. I don't remember what cards they know of mine. Okay, Cut's fine. Creativity. Alright, let's discard both of these. Looking for... Maybe we discard nothing. We can activate Hall and attack. They can push plus pay. Maybe just nothing. What'd you do, chat? I think this is a pretty tough turn. I think going for creativity on the Power Stones makes some sense. I think waiting is better though. I feel like just because all their creatures have flash though, we're just never gonna get a spot where creativity is uh like a viable play, like safe from counterspell. But I think waiting maybe just drains the resources so that we can eventually play creativity. I think attacking with Hall is okay, but if they just have the 3/2 death touch, that kind of sucks. The fact that they left 3 mana open with a cut is significant. It means that they probably have a combination of 2 different cards that can stop creativity combo. It's probably like Disdainful Stroke plus Spell Pierce or Mystical Dispute, is my guess. Mystical Dispute makes a lot of sense because they didn't burn it on the Brotherhood's End or the Fable when they had 1 mana up, right? Alright. I think I'm still gonna just chill. We're gonna use Prismari Command to loot away Riverglide Pathway and maybe kill something or I don't know, make a treasure. Heartless Act is fine. Alright, I guess we'll Prismari Command to draw 2. Maybe just wait. We're at 7. We can clear most of the threats they play here with Fire Impulse and such, and even Prismari Command's okay. We have a huge mana advantage. Maybe eventually we EOT them and force hand. Alright, this resolves. It's gonna mill. I'm gonna deal 2 and make a treasure. I'll wait till their upkeep, I guess. 2 to any target treasure. Eventually, I want to. The goal is to make Mystical Dispute irrelevant. They're choosing to fight here with John in the lock. That's great news for me. Alright, we'll go for Gearhulk. Any order's fine. I'm gonna go Impulse on the Thieves Guild. See if they want to fight over that. If we draw Mystical Dispute, I'm pretty sure we can force through creativity for 2. Did we forget to bring in the Mystical Dispute? We did. Okay, that's fine. So they're fighting now, but now we get to resolve creativity or Gearhulk next turn. Unless they go like, I don't know. I guess they could go land Thoughtseize. We're gonna go to 4. So Gearhulk plays around Mystical Dispute. If they have Cling to Dust. Alright, let's just go creativity targeting these 2. We can pay the 3. This 1 Cling to Dust doesn't stop it. We get 2 Magma Opuses out of the grave. As long as we haven't milled over all of our things. Okay, so resolves. We'll go 1 targets Magma Opus here. 1 targets Magma Opus here. There's no surgical extraction, so we don't got to be worried about that. We'll go 2 and 2. Okay. All right, so now the second one resolves. Target them. So now we can. I'll play the. Okay, so we already play land. Okay, we'll just say go. Pretty good turn. Pretty good turn. Oh, you some Gearhulk? Yeah, it's good stuff. Cool deck. Do I die here if I tap out? Is there something that can kill me? Nighthawk Scavenger. Yep. Play the Stern Lesson. Discard Renting Volley, maybe? Maybe not. I don't really want to discard Magma Opus. If they ever tap out, they just die, so. Alright, let's start with Impulse on the Nighthawk Scavenger. Then we can play In Response Dig. We'll definitely keep this one. I wish that I knew what my opponent was playing. Hands like this can be really awkward sometimes. Alright, so they kept 6. Rakdos, probably. I wonder if something like Izzet Charm is better than Make Disappear in this build. It seems difficult for this deck to like. I mean, maybe that's dumb. I just want like a more versatile 2-drop, I guess. Not for Dave, thanks for the follow. Just something on 2, if they don't play a creature I can loot, you know? Probably going to channel the Opus here into Fable on 3, and then just like push towards Gearhulk Opus on 5. Something like that. Maybe we're supposed to wait to discard it to the Fable because reasons. Play Fable as well, though. We didn't have a removal spell for the Goblin, but if they let us attack next turn, we get to Gearhulk. But I'm hoping they don't play Graveyard Trespasser and eat the Magma Opus. But maybe that's why I should have saved it, because of Fable. That and because it's just more food to pitch the Fable. But the treasure puts us to where we can Gearhulk a turn early, so I don't know. Croak said discard. Why is this Hive not showing up on the picture? Don't know. Gotta push the token, makes sense. Bro, Claudio, thanks for the follow. Disruption Protocol. Isn't that the one that's like you can tap an artifact to make it cost 1 less or something? Sheoldred. Ye old Sheoldred. I'll look for bounce spell. Alright. I think we're dead, chat. The classic story of playing against Sheoldred with a blue deck. Probably kill the Goblin Shaman here. Keep him off of mana. Killing the Reflection's fine-ish, but we can save it for a turn. Tilt. Alright. Rather than burn down the house, come in against Rakdos. I don't really like any of the other cards except maybe Shark Typhoon. D6. Fading Hub's kind of dog shit. Spell Pierce is okay, not great. Make Disappear's alright. Prismar Command's pretty bad. Dig's good. Creativity's all fine. Stern Lesson, we can probably trim 1. Maybe trim the impulses. Maybe Spikefield Hazard, but they're like part of the mana base. I hate cutting Spikefield. I also don't really like playing 3 Spikefield. I found that playing 2 allows you to side them out in some matchups, because you get to play an extra raw land when you're on the draw. But if you have 3, you basically can only side out 1, or you can't side out any. We're gonna keep. Gonna play Spike Field early, Fable or Stern List on 3, depending if whichever one gets discarded. It's hard to beat Lillian Sheoldred. Yeah, Sheoldred's pretty tough. We'll just discard Magma Opus to Stern Lesson, or we won't discard it at all. We can actually hit 8 mana sources and then just cast it. Other Thoughtseize, this will take Stern Lesson, probably. They might take Shark Typhoon, though. They took my Opus. That means they're going to exile it next turn. That's fine. Alright, here's Trespasser. We're going to Stern Lesson, but I'm not necessarily going to discard the Opus. If I can't kill the Trespasser, I probably won't. Alright. I can cycle Shark Typhoon for 3 next turn. I'm just going to discard and make disappear. Yeah, I mean, the big problem is that Sheoldred is not easy to kill, right? They get to eat our graveyard a bunch, but Sheoldred is like the card that really hammers us. It's a 4-mana threat for sure, but like, I don't know. We'll cycle Shark Typhoon here, probably. Oh, God. Alright. Discard. Eat your graveyard, Sheoldred. Tough. Alright, come on. The deal 5 to everything. Burn down the house, one-time dealer. Alright, so we can channel both Sokenzan and the Magma Opus. No, it's not channeling, but it's basically channeling. Alright, so they tackled both. No creatures to eat, so this is going to be a pure chump. Alright, so we have to play our land. This is our 8th mana source. We're going to deal... let's see. I guess 2 here, 2 here. Okay. We'll tap Sheoldred, tap Hive. Oh, the Power Stone doesn't pay for it. I'm dumb. I'm dead. All right, we're here for match number 4 against Rabe. Easy keep. From the draw. This could get a little awkward. All right, well, it looks like they're playing 80 card Yorion. Forgot to reveal Yorion. That's very funny. Look, misclicks happen all the time, you know? Maybe they forgot to put Yorion in their sideboard. That would be even funnier. Ooh, I do like me some Capricious Hellraiser, Just Guy. Aspiring Spike was trying really hard to make it good in Modern, but I think Pioneer is right at home. Oh, nice. So what do you think that they're accidentally forgot to reveal Yorion or what, huh? All right, so they're gonna loot two and make a treasure. I have Fading Hope to potentially break up part of the combo. At least I can get Atraxa back into their hand or something if I need to. So they don't actually have 3 red to target the treasure this turn. That's kind of cool. All right, Stern Lesson's fine. They kept the card on top with Sinister Sabotage, so it's probably Red Source. We do have a couple Spell Pierces, so if they go for it, we can always Stern Lesson to try to hit. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, Stern Lesson it up. That's pretty cool, Seeker. Another Sabotage. Awkward. I feel like good players are very good at playing against decks like Creativity. They just kind of know what to target most of the time. I really just don't feel like I have much agency when I play decks like this. The one card combo is just very susceptible to negate, and so you have to find ways to play around it. Their version looks like what we're trying to do, but perhaps a bit cleaner. I feel like our deck is just too. It's not diverse enough. We're just gonna lose some Mirrors. Got a link to the Cindy list. Was a Teamus by any chance? I haven't checked. We have a testing Discord where people have been posting ones with Rona. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about or not. Volcanic Spite. Okay. Could have Fading Hoped it maybe to get a Scry and also to, I don't know. Mirix. Mirix is pretty cool, man. This is a great land. I think we're going to eventually figure out that it's just way better than anyone gave it credit for. All right. There's a Fable. We'll bounce the token, I guess, with Fading Hope. The Toxic is not a big deal right now, anyway. All right, no counterspell. I'm just gonna go play another one, I guess. Well, could have played around that, I guess. Oh well. I also feel like our creativities are just outmatched by Atraxa, right? I don't know. When you play the Grixis list, I highly recommend adding 2 Mirrors. It still casts Seize on turn 1. It's freaking awesome in these shells. Good idea. I think it's okay in that deck for sure. The fact that it can play turn 1 removal or Thoughtseize is nice. And you can kind of hold it for later in the game is okay. Man. A lot of interaction from our opponents. We're getting hammered a bit. I would discard both lands, I guess. Even though Odawara can do stuff. I just want real spell. The fact that we can go for creativity and it doesn't do very much is really awkward. I can creativity for Gearhulk and play 1 Stern Lesson. I do like, maybe Merrick's is good in this deck over the Mutavault. Alright, well, we'll block one, I guess. They have Spikefield Hazard for it, then that's fine. Alright, well, I guess now we'll just go for Gearhulk for 2. Guess we target this one first. This plays around Spell Pierce, I guess. We'll play around Spell Pierce. I don't think doing it for 1 is worth. I'm out. I feel like I'm just getting my ass kicked today. Alright, keep a hand. That makes me wish I was playing a different deck. Spikefield Hazard on 1. Need more Sultai, Ronin, and Jace. That's definitely way more my speed. They revealed Yorin this time. Unlucky. Mirix is just so hard to beat in the mirror, man. I just feel like I can't long term beat this card. I think just like 2 Mirix and all these shells seems fine, right? Just can't do anything about this because my counter spells are all just like very weirdly specific. I feel like Mystical Dispute has to just be a bigger deal in these sideboards. Resolving your creativity or whatever just feels difficult sometimes against blue decks. I didn't know. Rending Volley, huh? I don't know why that's in the deck. Shark Typhoon. Opponent's on next level. I'm on previous level. I'm not going to play anything for 5 turns. What are you going to do about it? We're going to activate Mirix. Deluge. Alright, we'll stroke it. If we get Fatal or Spell Pierce, I can main phase the Gearhulk to Ether Gust it. Something like that. I think I'll go for a tempo Gearhulk here with Gust on the Fable next turn. If they have Mystical Dispute or Spell Pierce, then so be it. They chose not to. Okay. By the numbers, baby. So we were making it count. Hall's a good pickup. The Mirix tokens can't block, which is nice. They can go for a Mirix here. And I might just play Gearhulk to get Gearhulk down. But that leaves me vulnerable to creativity. So I think I won't. They don't have a red source though, so maybe it was smart. But we know they have Fable, so I don't really want to do anything. Alright, whatever. Let's get it countered so we can just peel off the band-aid. Seems you don't find content about the MTGO grind. Well, the thing about the MTGO grind is that it sucks. You know, Magic is fucking incredible. Magic's just an incredible game, but it's 1,000 times better in paper than it is on any online form. I would recommend finding friends who are like-minded. You may need to travel 20 to 30 minutes. You may need to travel longer than that wherever you live. I don't know. This is for NG Nidrag, just FY, y'all. They asked, like, how do you get motivated to playtest and stuff if you don't like Magic Online? The answer is you can't. You know, like, you just have to find people to fight. All there is to it. All right, well, we're just going to smash with Hall, man. I don't really know what to do. I feel so helpless at all times in this deck. I don't know. I don't feel like I have enough control stuff for the aggro decks, and I don't feel like I have enough card draw for the control decks. You know, I just feel like I'm behind. I don't have Memory Deluge. I don't have Omen, Yorion. I just feel very behind. Wait until a week or two before the event, get a testing team together, and then just like grind the shit with those players in a small house. But that's about it. Shortfang says, appreciate all the content. You and Doom have been great for pioneer learning / intriguing decklist. Thanks. Try my best. Well, that's not true. I try. I tried some is more apt, I guess. Bonk. Grind is a grind. Yeah, I mean, any game that you want to get better at, it's going to be a grind. That's why I don't do it anymore, man. I don't mean to be rude. Like, I don't go to tournaments. I go to do commentary. I don't really like travel for things anymore that aren't just really, really important to me, you know? All right, well, now we get to force them to chump block, I guess. And then next turn, we're probably going to die to something. I cut all my removal, so I can't, like, move the Goblin Shaman out of the way. I really wanted to go for creativity, all their things, to see how many Atraxes they're playing. We're also just losing to the Myrics. They only have to do 10 instead of 20, so we're light on poison. They make a token, they attack for 3. As long as they can stop the Hall next turn in some way, I'm dead to the mites. But I appreciate you being part of the Patreon, NG, and I hope that my words help in some way, but I know that it's tough, man. It's just hard out here. Life. Every single thing in life, if you want to get good at it, you gotta fucking try hard. Alright, if they go for a Yorion, I'm gonna go for Stroke, and then they might just die. Nice. They just die to the Hall, baby. Let's go. Same draw as last time. 2 Spike Fields and 1 spell, I guess. We'll just hit all our land drops. They're not gonna make us discard. When we get to a certain point, we can, I don't know. Start trying to put pressure on them with Hall again. We have Odawara to bounce something if they go for an early creativity. Banger Alert? Yeah, this song's great. Logic's got some nice ones. If they go Fable here, I'm in trouble, I think. Nice, nice. Well, Shock, we can play River Glide Pathway, but I want to be able to bluff double blue in case they are unsure about my configuration. I am going to Mystical Dispute this. This might sound weird or whatever, but I think that Omen of the Sea is secretly the card that makes Yorion good in most of the Yorion decks. And if I can stall it out, maybe they miss a land drop. And then whenever they do go to buy the Yorion, it's not nearly as impactful. Okay, now we'll play Pathway on red. We can hold up Stern Lesson plus Pierce. Yeah, the our opponent is playing the like Yorion Creativity deck. They have yet to cast Creativity. I'm curious if they're Creativity or if they're just transmogging, because why would they not attack? Do they have a Convoke thing? Am I getting fucking owned by a Convoke thing here? Were they afraid of Channel? I don't understand why they... Oh, afraid of Shark Typhoon, maybe? Wait, did they edit Beretta? Hit you with the Beretta in the dead of night? Weird. I'm gonna Spikefield Hazard this one. It's just gonna like cascade as the game progresses. So I can activate Mirrex once. I don't want to go for Gearhulk here. I might Otawara the Might, but I think I'll just play Impulse. We'll take Dig. Any order's fine. We'll go for full Dig here. And then if they counter, we can main phase Torrential Gearhulk with Spell Pierce backup. I'm hoping they go for the Mirrex, but maybe they won't. If they attack with it, I might block with Hall. I thought they'd have Mystical Dispute, and I thought that I was going to get their ass with the Spell Pierce. So I'll go probably Opus Creativity. Any order's fine. Now I think we're just going to lose to their Creativity, though. But maybe we get to go Magma Opus, pitch, Creativity for 2. Get 2 Gearhulks to do some stuff. Maybe just 1. Alright, fine. Prismari Command just being a removal spell for my thing is busted. Fable with double counterspell actually is pretty good here. Well, none of my stuff ever counters their counterspells, so that's great. I guess Mystical Speed wouldn't have done as much either. What's opponent playing? A very strange version... Oh my god, I meant to Spell Pierce this. A strange version of Creativity. Yorion Creativity. They haven't played a Creativity or a Transmog yet, though, so I'm not sure 100% that they have it. Definitely meant to Spell Pierce the Omen, though. Just click through it. Might get bit now. We're at 5 poison, even with a block next turn. I guess we can block, and then next turn we can Magma Opus the tokens down a bit. I can also main phase pitch the Opus, make a treasure, and then go for creativity for 1. I might do that next turn because it's cheaper, lets me maybe play Pierce or Stroke. I will go for a block, I guess. I can't just go to 9, I don't think. Merrick's has dominated me this match, real talk. I did win a game, but I did not feel like I should have won. I was hoping they would activate the Merrick's again. Deluge. All right, well, let's hope they miss. Very good chance they find a counterspell for the Gearhulk, though. All right, I guess we'll let this resolve. They did put one on top. Sinister Sabotage. Well, that one gets Spell Pierce, so we're in business, maybe? If they have a Spell Pierce back... Alright, so let's target Magma Opus. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Or should we go face? We have to target some, but we can tap 2. Okay, so if we go 4 to face, that's 15. We make a 4/4, that's 9 plus 7 is 16. Yeah, so we just go 4 face. And then we have lethal. Okay, so 4 damage face, and then we tap this and this. And they can only attack with 2, we block 1. And then we attack with these 2 plus the Hall to win. So we end up winning this game, wow. Unless this is a 1-mana bounce or a kill spell or something. Alright, so let's go activate Hall. Alright, we have round number 5. We won the die roll, be on the play. Opener is okay. We'll keep. Clef, thanks for the follow. Start off with Red Pathway, so we can Impulse on 1. Maybe Channel on 2 with Magma Opus. Okay, well, Blue-Eye Control. We'll definitely go for Fable next turn. I think I'm going to go ahead and Channel Opus so I can play around Censor / Jawari Disruption. It means my thing will definitely still get hit by Veto, but that's basically all. Obviously, we'll trade Treasure for any of the soft counters here. Nice. Resolving the Fable against Blue-Eye Control is excellent. They have a tough time dealing with both of the 2/2s while also like allowing you to... I mean, obviously it's not nothing. But they would much rather trade it 1-for-1 with a counterspell, right? Alright, let's I'm gonna discard definitely Fire Impulse, but I think that's it. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and Creativity the Treasure. Try to anyway. Obviously, we're just like running into counter spells, but I think that's okay. Our hand is very dense with good cards. All right, there's the Veto. Gonna go for another creativity for 1. All right, we can't pay because then we'll lose the target. We could have targeted the reflection, but then we get hit by a removal spell, so it's fine. I mean, that is the eventual hopefulness. I think I'm not going to cast the impulse. I want to keep the treasure token. Meat Vault's a pretty good draw. It allows us to keep our treasure token. They foretell a card. So maybe their last is... I don't know. We're going to play Impulse over anything else. We're going to go for a Stern Lesson. We're going to play this. This card, Fading Hope. So now we can play the Gearhulk and play around Make Disappear. I guess it's a lot of damage because I can copy it too. It plays right into Wrath, but I think that's fine. All right, so we'll go Magma Opus. Behold the Multiverse. This is fine. All right, so cast target face. Tap these two. And then we'll go copy Gearhulk. Target the Stern Lesson, I guess. Cast it. We'll discard. See, I think I can still play a land, but I don't know. Let me check. Side caster and Gearhulk. Okay, I haven't played a land yet. So whatever I discard, I can still play the land. That lets me bluff a counterspell / hold up impulse. I think I'm just gonna discard a Stern Lesson. Alright, so we're gonna put them to 7. And then if they Wrath us, then Opus puts them to 3, and then I can, I think, also Mutavault them. Put them to 1, and then they're dead to Mutavault / another Opus. Alright, so now we can use Power Stone to animate Mutavault. They go to 1, and they're dead to Spikefield Hazard, Prismari Commands, a lot of other stuff. And then we get to board out a ton of our dead removal, so game 2 should look a bit better. This was a very threat-dense draw from us, though. We were able to resolve the Fable early through Censor, which was nice. Alright, so land, activate Mutavault, and we have 2 instant speed deal damage spells if they go for anything. I don't want to just play one before attacks or anything. Okay. Alright, so we want Disdainful Stroke, Negate, Mystical Dispute, Strike Typhoon. And we just cut Fire Impulse for sure. And then probably the 2 Fading Hopes. They can be okay against the Shark tokens. So maybe we should keep the Fading Hopes over Spikefield Hazard, but we can also use it to protect our own creatures from their removal. But I think it's just this. All right, here for game number 2 on the draw, but we'll keep one that's decent. Spell Pierce is nice. Impulse can help us hit our land drops. Lead off here with Spike Field. We can shotgun 2 to play the Impulse. Rest in peace, huh? Guess it's time to enter hardcast everything mode, eh? What's the upside to play this deck over creativity? Well, we're also a creativity deck. It's just a different build. The upside is that your combo pieces like Xenagos and Worldspine Worm aren't rotting in your hand ever. You don't ever draw them to have them be bad. You can also just play a normal torrential Gearhulk control game plan, which I really like. Take the Stern Lesson. Shark Typhoon's okay too, but Stern Lesson pushes me towards Gearhulk and lets me maybe loot away a dead card. Didn't see the list. Exclamation point deck or deck list. Get you there. Certain lessons cool with Gearhulk? It certainly is. Certainly is. Guess I'll just go for discard a land. The Gearhulks are just 5/6s with flash at this point. We don't actually have a good way to get rid of Rest in Peace. Could have maybe held up Spell Pierce on 1, but then my Spikefield Hazard is much weaker. 3 mana. Shark Typhoon? Sure. So let's go cast to deal 2, and I create a treasure token. My hand's pretty good. I was hoping they'd go for Teferi and run into Spell Pierce. It's another Shark Typhoon for 3. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play this Gearhulk while they're tapped out. We'll leave open the treasure token to be able to play the Spell Pierce. Using the Power Stone's nice. Now, opening yourself up to Rest in Peace is a serious concern. So if I can win the game through Rest in Peace, that actually makes me pretty happy. All right, so we're winning this race currently, but this Hall of the Storm Giants can change that. We got to be a little careful. If they go to activate it, we can actually tap it with Opus without leaving ourselves vulnerable to anything. Don't really mind if this gets countered. It means we can attack with the Gearhulk. Can't Spell Pierce that, that's fine. Alright, we'll attack with the Gearhulk. We'll play Fable. Dovin's Veto. Well, we can't stop that one, huh? If they just smash me for 10, I'm in some trouble. Alright, so we cannot Opus here. Oh, sorry, my bad. Let me fix it. Rest in Peace plus Deluge. A classic combination. If they just attacked with Hall of Storm Giants, I'm basically forced to block at this point. Alright, here we go. So, rest in peace, a serious problem. My deck just doesn't really work that well anymore. Maybe I should have burned 2 Spell Pierces there. Wish I had drawn my own Shark Typhoon to compete with the one in play. Alright, lands. Okay. I still don't think we want Fire Impulse or Running Volley, but Fading Hope's maybe better than Spike Field. We might not hit our land drops as well, but I think that's okay. The sharks are annoying. The land can really kill us too. Fading Hope can be like that one card that gives us some breathing room, little time. I will keep this one. Sounds okay. We got a Fading Hope for a shark token. We got Mystical Dispute for some stuff. Disdainful Stroke for later. Yeah, it does. It does. The hope was that the other cards would make up for the loss, but so far I'm not feeling it. Starting off with Plains. Maybe turn 2 is Glacial Fortress. It's been a minute since I've seen a Glacial Fortress, chat. Probably should have pitched Magma Opus here, channel. I don't like not being able to punish them. Missed a land drop. If this were Spike Field, we'd be in a lot better shape, so keep that in mind for post-sideboard configurations. Volcanic Spy is just a clean upgrade, NG. Clean. Definitely would rather play that. We have a couple good targets for field, so if they want to burn it, I'm pretty okay with it. Deluge. I use a make disappear while they're tapped lowish. It's not always a guarantee to make disappear as a counter, so. We do have Fading Hope and Mystical Dispute, but I don't want them to stick a Wandering Emperor while I'm tapped out, so I think I'm just going to hold the Magnum Opus here for another turn. Yeah, I mean, the Spike can hit Planeswalkers, right? And Fire Prophecy can't, so even if that was all it did, it's great. And they're essentially the same card, so. If they ever tap low, we can go for a Gearhulk Dispute. All right, we'll go get our basic. We only have 2 in the deck in this build. Hopefully we don't get hit with another field. Alright, there are 7 cards and we're not, so if they don't hit a land drop next turn, they have to discard. I really don't want to just play Gearhulk into a bunch of open mana. I think that's a pretty bad line. So we need to wait for them to make some mistake. Make some bad decision. Alright, Shark Typhoon's a great pickup. Alright, so that's 2 foretells. Alright, we'll keep the treasures. We'll just make a 4/4. And we can still technically play counterspell here, but I don't really want to. I will obviously protect myself from something very scary. If all it is march for 1, I think I'd obviously just let it go. I don't think we fight over it. Alright, so we can win the counterspell war here. So I'm going to do it for x equals 1. If they go for veto, veto's veto. Nothing to do about it. We'll just let it resolve. Okay, we'll pay 2. And then we can dispute with the other treasure. That's going to give us 9 power, 2 fresh cards, and deal 4 to them. I think that's a reasonable sequence. And then essentially this just makes it so they have to have verdict. Or just like 2 big answers. We also haven't played a land drop yet, so we can still draw a land and play it. Pretty sure anyway. All Storm Giants is a great one. Now we have an extra Gearhulk too. We have Fable too for a cheap threat. Oh, that's kind of cool, Viper. I really, really like Guardian of Gearpur. I think that it's obviously it's brand new, but it's relatively unexplored. Farewell gets my graveyard too. Okay. Well, now there's very little reason to play Gearhulk, so we'll just play Fable and then leverage that for a minute. And then we can play another one next turn and just continuously hold up double counterspell. And then at some point we can go Gearhulk plus counterspell. Shut the door on them. Teferi Hero. Alright, go for a Disdainful Stroke. Dispute's fine. We'll go for a Make Disappear now, and they need a second Mystical Dispute to win the fight. And if they don't win the fight, they're in trouble. And if they do win the fight, we can maybe kill it with the Hall of the Storm Giants. Nice. Okay, so now we have Negate. Maybe Gearhulk too if we get to attack with a Goblin. I'm going to pitch Impulse for sure. I think I'm going to keep the Fading Hub to bounce a Shark token. We could hit him for 9. Might have been better, honestly. I think I'm going to play Fable, though. If they do something where they fully tap out, we can also Gearhulk plus Counterspell or Gearhulk plus Impulse. We do have the 6th mana source. I'm going to go for a Negate. If they fight back with whatever, I think it's fine. We can pressure the Teferi with the Hall pretty easily. Damn. Okay. Let's see what they go for. Alright, so they're going to have 3 mana on tap, maybe 4. Okay. I think we just go for the Hall. So this one's going to Teferi. These two are going to go face. All right. Boiled goose. Well, Garden of Gearhulk plus Rhino's pretty cool. Main phase Deluge, sure. I take it you're liking Fables? Yeah. It gives you a leverage point that the deck doesn't have otherwise. Forces your opponent to interact with you in ways that are good for you. Lets you loot away dead removal in game 1. 2 bodies for the mirror match or other control decks. Guess I just attack? I don't think activating Hall is right. I don't think they'll have Settle the Wreckage, though. I think I'm going to attack with Reflection, maybe? Nah. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 is 14. We'll force them to interact here. We can still play Gearhulk. Okay, Veto's fine. We'll go for a Gearhulk on it now. Just so they take a ton of damage, and if they do end up sweeping us, they'll die to another Magma Opus, maybe one of the burn spells. I think I'm still going to do 4 here and tap down the Shark. So they go to 2. Meter Vault's a good draw too. Oh, they just block with Castle token? Yeah, but it costs a lot. They have to have Wrath plus activate Castle, and they're very likely dead if they do that. Like, it just takes all their mana to clear the board and activate Castle. I think tapping the Shark token is right, though. Okay, if all they do is Deluge, they're dead, right? Because Verdict is still lethal to this. Fable improves every deck. I don't think it improves APZ. I've tried it in APZ and it felt pretty lackluster there, but 3-2 is not a bad record, and it's certainly not bad on your first go with the deck, which that was mine. We definitely made some mistakes. I'm going to give you my quick thoughts on what I liked and didn't like from this build. This is the Jesse Robkin build. First and foremost, I felt like my mana base was a little off. Like, obviously, the triple red for creativity causes some problems. Spikefield Hazard helps alleviate some of those while giving you some interaction. I might want a second basic mountain over the third Spikefield Hazard. The Spell Pierces felt really out of place. I didn't feel like they helped me very often at all, and I discarded them a bunch, and they were irrelevant, stuck in my hand against aggro decks. Fading Hope also similarly felt a little too weak. Obviously, it's a nice way to protect yourself from tokens or whatever, but for the most part, I just want that to be a hard removal spell, so maybe the new version of Fire Prophecy, Volcanic Awakening, or whatever it's called, could be worthwhile. I know some people who are already doing that. Was not a big fan of Prismari Command, honestly. In this build specifically, it gives us the treasure so we can use for creativity. But I honestly kind of want to trim a creativity too. I didn't feel like it was that game breaking. Casting it obviously to get Torrential Gearhulk is good, but only if you're like playing card draw spells like Stern Lesson or Magma Opus or Dig Through Time. Otherwise, you're just like hoping that you play it to kill some creatures. We actually didn't play against a ton of aggressive decks in this league, and so we didn't get to see like what does it feel like to early creativity into a Gearhulk for something like a Fire Impulse or Magma Opus. I think that would have been a nice test to see how it felt. As far as the sideboard is concerned, I feel like the burn down the house just costs a little too much. I would rather have a third Brotherhoods in for the more aggressive strategies, I think. The counterspells felt a little all over the place. One dispute, one negate, two disdainful stroke, two ether gust. I feel like without a certain level of consistency in those cards, my opponent was able to kind of pick through them and play around some in spots and play around others in other spots, and just felt a little hard on the old noggin. I don't know. It's tough. Fourth running volley is probably wanted, although with impulse you're not as up against the wall against Greasefang, so maybe not. Could be wrong on that. Overall, though, I like the deck. I'd like to play it some more before I really make any serious changes. But I don't know. I don't feel like we're doing anything nearly as powerful as what Atraxa decks are doing, and our builds are comparable. Torrential Gearhulk on counterspell of some kind is pretty sweet, right? But on removal spell, it's okay. On Magma Obus is cracked, but like we don't have, Sinister Sabotage. We don't have a hard answer to something that Gearhulk can be played as like a defensive measure outside of just like playing a counter, like a make disappear or something. So maybe the deck wants to lean more into 3-mana hard counter spells as in some number to make the Torrential Gearhulk slightly better. Overall, though, I'm not really sure what to change other than those things. Maybe Shark Typhoon needs to be main deck. Seems okay. Anywho, this has been Jesse Robkins. Is it creativity with Gearhulk and Magma Opus? Hope you liked it. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button on your way out, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Tandy.